Hey, this is Stephen Platinum, your friend in wrestling, taking a look at Platinum versus The Road to Fyter Fest, Volume 1. So this is just a breakdown, essentially, and promos for the first night of Fyter Fest, which is taking place this Wednesday. It's the normal AEW Dynamite, but they're breaking up Fyter Fest, which is a pay-per-view that started off as a joke, kind of making fun of the Fyre Fest, the Ja Rule disaster that happened. And this year, because of COVID and all the rest of it, and I think it's a great move by AEW. Instead of trying to get more money out of everybody with another pay-per-view, is to take a pay-per-view and divide it between two Dynamite shows. The timing of it's very good. AEW did lose rather badly to NXT for the first time. They had lost before, but they had never lost this badly or soundly. And NXT is coming out swinging, especially on the July 8th edition of the Wednesday show, but even this week. So I think, it's always great. I love these little promos. So I'm going to just take a quick brief look at Fyter Fest, or The Road to Fyter Fest, the Volume 1. There are 5 matches that they're talking about, but only 3 got packages, which surprised me a little bit. This was definitely sparse. I could see why they didn't do this on TNT television, as they have with some of the Road series that they've had lately. Road to Double or Nothing was a great show. This one was just a collection of 3 promos and then talking briefly about the other 2 matches. So let's get into it. Nice package to start. It was my favorite of them, which was for the TNT Championship, sort of chronicling what Cody had gone through, sort of him conquering Lance Archer, announcing that he was going to defend weekly, and then setting up the thing with Hager and how great Hager is. And then my favorite part was the 2 interview type of segments where they kept cutting back and forth between Cody and Hager talking about this matchup. Cody is very confident on the mic. I think he's an incredibly underrated mic guy. He's probably one of the 3 best going right now in either one of the bigs, and does a great job of putting over. I like that he is angrier at Jake Hager than Jake Hager is at him. Jake Hager, for him, this is a natural consequence of the success that he's had in MMA and pro wrestling. For Cody, it seems very personal. That's how it's supposed to come across. That's how it is coming across. Though I will, this match to me is a foregone conclusion match. I don't think there's any way that Cody loses this thing. I thought this package was incredibly effective, down to the music choices and the score that they used. I think everything really worked in this video package. I will be curious to hear who did it, if it was Dylan or somebody else. To me, it seemed like an obvious Dylan thing, but I could be wrong. Then we have Hikaru Shida against Penelope Ford. Again, I thought in this one, the people who commented on things like Jim Ross and others, when those voices came in, I thought they did the best job in this promo. Really great job by Jim Ross in particular. And the way he put over Penelope Ford without overstating the case, I thought was effectively done. The video clips that they used of Penelope Ford getting pins on Hikaru Shida, I like that she dropped the thing that she also pinned one of the other women's champions of AEW as well. Again, it's giving credence to her case in a thing that, again, I think is a foregone conclusion match. I don't think Hikaru Shida's losing it to Penelope Ford, but they're definitely using this as a way of promoting Penelope Ford as she's a megastar, she's a megastar, she's a megastar. I'm going to go off, by the way, on a crazy prediction that something really unexpected and wild happens during this women's match between Hikaru Shida and Penelope Ford. Is that a Tessa Blanchard appearance? That seems incredibly unlikely, but it certainly would be cool. But I'm going to predict that something really unexpected and crazy happens through the course of this match. And then we get a third package, which is a package we've already seen on Dynamite. So I will admit that was a bit of a disappointment, but I can't blame them for using it again. But the fact that we only had 3, and the last one that we're seeing is one that we've already seen. But it's a doozy. I think it's great. Best friends, Chuck Taylor and Trent against Omega and Page. It's really good. The dynamic between everybody, I think, really works. Omega and Page are going for a very complicated kind of relationship, but they conveyed it very well. And the best friends, I think, talking about their career in the past, everybody putting over the fact that they've paid their dues, but how they talk about how we've never won tag gold and they're looking to do it. Really good, really effective. And then that was it. They talked about the other matches that are happening, which are the Jurassic Express, most notably Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus, going to take on Wardlow and MJT, of course. The man of the hour, everybody's favorite heel right now, right? And then we're going to have Private Party against Santana and Ortiz. I think they've done a good job of separating week 1 and week 2. Week 2 is by far the stronger card, as it should be, but week 1 is giving you 3 title matches and interesting, well-built matches as well. So nothing really there to complain about. It's a very solid job. The Road to Fyter Fest week 1, I think, really solid. It was on YouTube. We'll see how many people actually take a look at this, or if it's a case of them promoting to the people who are already inclined to watch it or not. I would like to see them find a way to get this thing, get some eyeballs on this thing that aren't going to be the people who are inevitably going to watch anyway. But we'll see if they can do that. But again, AEW does such a good job with clip packages and such a good job of putting these things together. It's one of the things that makes them look really, really pro. And I was really glad to see it. Again, I think the Cody versus Hager thing was the most effective. I like the Sheeta and Ford one, and I like the Best Friends one versus Omega and Page that we already saw in Dynamite. I would have loved to see ones for the other ones, but of course, time is a finite resource. I get that. I get that, the Jurassic Express against Wardlow and MJF is what a friend of mine would have dubbed a microwave feud, where they basically threw it together on the last Dynamite. That there's really not a great deal of history there to talk about for that feud. And then Private Party against Santana and Ortiz, I think, is just one of those matches. If AEW booked like normal groups book, I would say that that's going to be your opening match. But AEW is so wacky, they'll probably have one of the title matches open because they like to open with a strong match on the Dynamite night. Anyway, this has been Stephen Platinum, your friend in wrestling, taking a look at the Road to Fyter Fest Volume 1.